not to be that guy and hit you with a actually, but I don't think he's actually a djinn.
True.
It is indeed very true. Hello, everybody. As you can see, I'm being joined by 3 wonderful people. I just realized I put the webcams in the wrong windows.
I'm Hellmasker.
Yeah,
I'm
so
hitting
Lara-
50k AP soon. Let's go.
Fine.
Okay, wait.
Big congrats.
So there we go.
Thank you.
Lara's sure did change. Beginner mistakes. I'm so sorry. But hello, guys. Hello, everybody. As you can see, I'm being joined by 3 wonderful people. We got the ultimate blue class enjoyer. And if I'm not mistaken, literally 2 days before you hit 50k AP, which, as you just said in chat, you could be the world first. So guys, everybody just watch Hellmasker basically, or who is on the Lara tag right now on Tuesday. See him get that award. We got the ultimate content creator in my opinion with Lara here. I think you do a bit of everything right now.
Yeah, kinda.
I kind of got introduced to your channel with the Music Guild Tries to Rate series.
Yes.
Which
The OG.
a lot of people probably will have from back in the day. If you haven't checked that out, well, definitely do so as well. And then we got the ultimate Griffin Master, like the actual leader of Wing, who's actually got a bird on her head right now. So this is not only in-game, this is IRL as well. But we have Willow. So hello everybody, basically. Hello Willow, hello Hellmasker, hello Lara.
Hi.
Excited to be on. Thank you for inviting us.
I'm so happy all 3 of you said yes. So first of all, a big thank you. Compared to the last time, I kind of changed the quiz around a little bit. There's gonna be some stealing point shenanigans. There's gonna be a more fair system for hot potato, because last time I basically gave such a big disadvantage without realizing it to Delta. Otherwise, I think Hellmasker would get short shafted right there. So
They probably need me to get short shafted. I can take
That'd
it.
be good. This person has almost 50k AP. How are Willow and I gonna compete? Hellmasker knows
I'm
like
never gonna be
everything.
able to I basically just play in the game. What am I gonna know about anything?
Well,
Change the rules back to last week, please. No.
Here's a bit of a spoiler. There is a category called Flying High, so you might want to aim for that category. But before we get to the individual rounds, I'm going to swap us to the questions, so there's going to be no more chat on screen. It's just you guys. It's the questions. So as I said, we're going to be having 5 rounds. We're going to kick it off with hot potato. If you haven't seen this last time, basically the order is very simple. I ordered you guys in alphabetical order. You start off with 100 points. This could be the highest you get. This could be the lowest you get, whatever you want it to be. Each of you is going to answer 3 questions. We're just going to, pass on the question every time you answer. If you answer correctly, nothing happens. If you answer incorrectly, you lose 10 points. Now, the final person who gets the 9th question will always be Willow. There is a hot potato. If you end up holding the hot potato, you lose 5 points extra. Now, Willow, if you answer correctly, you get to choose who holds the hot potato and goes into the next round with a deficit. If you answer incorrectly, of course, that's going to be a very expensive round for you.
Yeah.
But let's get things going with hot potato. Every round with questions is now multiple choice. So yeah, let's just start flying. And let's start with Hellmasker. Oh yeah, you can already see the question. But Janthier Wilds is coming up in less than a month's time. So all 9 questions are going to be about Janthier Wilds. All 9 are straight taken from the dev blogs. So if you read the dev blogs, this is the easiest round. If you haven't, well, you can probably still guess the right answer. But Hellmasker.
I'm gonna be fucked.
So we're gonna meet a new Kodan faction in the Janthier Wilds. Do you know what the name is of the Kodan faction? Is that the Marshland Kodan, the Woodland, the Lowland, or the Mireland Kodan?
I believe it's the Lowland Kodan.
That is correct. That means you keep onto your 10 points. I see Lara is getting the support hug animal.
I got my own Lowlands Kodan. Ready
There
to
we
go.
go. The support bear out. But Lara, the current Kodan in the game, they have a voice and claw as a leader. The voice is more of a spiritual leader, the claw is more of a protector. Do the lowland Kodan have the exact same leadership? Is it a voice and claw? Only a voice, only a claw, or they don't have any leaders at all? Could be something as well.
Oh no, this is actually a pretty spicy question. I know it's different. I think they only have a claw. I think it's B, but I might be wrong. I'm scared.
That is correct. They only have a claw. They don't have any spiritual guidance, so to say. It's just a claw. That brings us to Willow. The War Claw is gonna get revamped in the Janther Wilds as well, and they have a different name. A Journeykin.
Yeah.
That is correct as well. So for the people in chat, if you haven't read yet, the Warclaw is gonna get revamped, and indeed, it's not gonna be called a Warclaw anymore. We're gonna be playing with a Journeykin. That brings us back to Hellmasker, and everybody's on top of the points. There's gonna be 5 new mastery lines for Warclaws. One of them is called Feline Reflexes. Do you know what Feline Reflexes does? Will it make you evade all attacks? Let you basically do a second mid-air jump, increase your movement speed, or retaliate when you're being attacked?
I think this is the one that gives you the double jump. I think this is B.
That is correct. We're gonna, well, we're basically getting a better Raptor as well in the Janther Wilds. That brings us back to Lara, and well, now it's getting interesting, right? Nobody has lost point yet. But Lara, as I said, there's 5 masteries in total. We already know Feline Reflexes is one of them. Now, I basically listed 3 other of the masteries, and one is made up. There's Aquatic Celerity, 9 Lives, Well Rested, and Wild Claws. Which one did I make up?
It's be A, right? Like, there's no underwater thing. It's got to be A. I think it's A.
It is indeed A. There's basically gonna be 9 lives, which is gonna make us take 0 fall damage on our Warclaw, which is gonna be pretty great. Well, if you're me at least, that's gonna be pretty great. We're gonna be well rested, which gives you more endurance for all of your other mounts, and Wild Claws is basically an attack that you get. Willow, a numbers question. We're getting Raid Wing 8 finally in the Janther Wilds.
I'm gonna go for D because that's the longest.
You're gonna go for D. Sure. It is not D. I'm so sorry. So it's been 5 years since we've had the last trade. It's actually been 1,873 days to this day that we've not have any raid. This is gonna make my life easier, that there's gonna be starting a bit of a points loss here for the next round. So I'm in a way grateful for this. Hellmasker, the final question for you. When will the new raid release? Will that be on launch? On the first update, which is expected in November, the second in February, or the final one in May?
It's not on launch. It's definitely not on launch, and I don't think it's on the final one. What I need to figure out is it the first or the second? My gut says it's the first release, that it's B.
Going for B?
I think so, yeah.
That is indeed correct. The first Raid Wing 8, the first new Raid Wing, is indeed going to be launching in November. So basically, we're going to be counting down for 3 months, not 3 weeks, till the next raid. Then, Lara, we're going to get to the Janther Sintry, which is a region. It's a very fancy name for a region in the Janther Wilds. And there is a natural phenomenon that occurs there. It could be ley blast, could be spectral fires, it could be blood tempests or mist tides. If you want a tiny hint,
that's a spicy. I know it's something with like winds, the like blood tempest. Like I guess that might make sense with like the bloodstones and stuff. I think it could be mist tides. The word blood tempest doesn't ring a bell, but I do think it's got to be that one. So I'm it could even be ley blast though. I feel like I would have remembered blood tempest because it's such a like spicy word, you know.
It kind of is.
She's choosing her favorite one, not the right one.
Yeah, that's the issue. I feel like I would have. I'm very much thinking like Blood Tempest, but could it be Ley Blasts? I think I just have to pick something. I think I'm gonna go for a Ley Blast. I'm picking A.
You're locking in on A. I am sorry, it's actually Mistides.
Ah.
Basically, the Blood Tempest was a bit of a red herring that I put in there, but basically
beta.
in the Janther Wilds, the barrier between the mists and the world is gonna be quite thin, and that's why we get to Mistides. And then Willow for the final of the hot potato questions, the one that gives you quite a bit of power. You could even put Hellmasker behind. If you pre-purchase Janther Wilds right now, and by the way, guys in chat, use Lara's and Willow's links for this if you haven't yet, you get a unique title. All 4 titles you see here you might recognize because they are all 4 in the game. There's Archaeologist, the Hunter, Homesteader, or the Unseen. Which one is it?
I would go with C, because that was the one that I was looking into. Guild was being like, what the hell is this title? So I go for C.
That is indeed correct. I basically selected the title as well once I saw somebody else run around with it and thought, well, this is genius. How do they have this title? But indeed, C is correct. That means you are left holding the hot potato, but you could either throw it at Lara or at Hellmasker.
Hellmasker, because he's the only one who didn't get anything wrong.
Who gets
I agree with this. I agree with this.
I just realized, Lara, you're Dutch, right? Hellmasker.
Yes, we need to team up. We need
Why
to team
are we
up.
like? But like we're all Dutch, I believe, aren't we?
I'm Belgian, close enough, basically. Like, give me a car, I drive 1 hour, and I get to you guys. But I won't be drowning as fast in case the dams break. But yeah, that gives us the intermediate score. Hellmasker, you're left with 95 points. Both Lara and Willow with 90, which is going to bring us to the individual rounds. The first round is going to be a picture round. Normally, the person with the lowest score is going to get to start. Now, in this case, because we have a tie, it's the first alphabetically, because again, this just makes my life easier. So Lara, you can choose either of 3 rounds. There's going to be 10 questions, no more points to be lost. We have a bunch of emojis. We have Name That Jin, or we have Flying High.
Do I get to know anything about this, or do I just pick the one that sounds cool?
They're to be honest, they are very directly related to what you see on screen.
I feel like Willow is gonna be good at flying high, so maybe I have to steal that one. You know, maybe that's what we do. I gotta be tactical. I pick flying high.
All right, we're going for flying high. Oh, my my question sheet is a bit bugging out here. There we are. So basically, I jumped on my sky scale because I'm not as good on my Griffin as anybody in Wing or probably anybody in chat. I suck on my Griffin. So I jumped on my sky scale and I'm gonna give you 10 top-down views of regions in the game. I'm basically looking for the region name. So let's say I'm flying over Kessex Hills. All I need to hear is Kessex Hills. There are, of course, landmarks. So this would be the first one.
Oh, so do I get to answer it, or is it like an example?
No, so this is straight up the first question. So this is the very first we're looking.
That's good. I know this one. This is Thousand Seas Pavilion, right?
That is correct. That is indeed Thousand Seas Pavilion. I'm going to update the score afterwards. So let me just note down. The next one. This is a bit of a dark zone, but that might give you a bit of a hint. And my sky scale does fit what you see.
I can't see anything. Hold on. I feel like I have to turn up the brightness or something.
It is actually pretty turned up in game.
It's so... I feel like maybe this could be like some, like Ring of Fire thing, or it could be like Bloodstone related. I think I'm gonna go for Bloodstone then.
You were actually almost on the money with the Ring of Fire thing. This is the volcano.
Oh no!
This is the volcano in Ember Bay, basically. But yeah, visibility up there, not great. Then we got the next one.
This one is easy. This is obviously Auric Basin.
This is indeed Auric Basin, or just right above the city of Tahrir, but indeed Auric Basin. That brings us to the next picture.
Oh, this one is nice too. This is Omnitos.
Yep, that is
Omnitos
correct.
is ours, demons. Ours.
Just after a yoga session, actually, before the map closed. That brings us to the next one. This, again, invisibility might not be great, but you should see everything you need to see here.
It took me like a second, but it's definitely the Black Citadel. Definitely.
Holy hell,
It did
you're,
take me a second.
you're so fast here. Here well, I'm still checking my cheat sheet just in case, but this is indeed the Black Citadel. That brings us to something else. It's still up high. The terrain definitely changes.
Oh, I do see it now. I was panicking for a little bit. But this is where you get the jackal, right? This is like the south of the desolation.
That is correct. This is indeed
Yes.
just above the Jackal Run waypoint, even in the desolation. That puts us over halfway through, actually. But this definitely an iconic location. Again, pretty dark.
This is Dragon's Ends.
That is correct.
Many hours I've spent here.
Which is going to bring us to the complete opposite. Sorry for flashbacks for people on stream who are looking at this in a very dark room.
This is Grofmar, right? This is like the first map of the Iceboot Saga.
Yeah, this is indeed Grothmar Valley. Basically with a crystal... Is it Crystal Lake? Crystalline Lake? But this is indeed Grothmar Valley. And we're almost there. This is the next waypoint. This it's gonna look very generic, but again, all of the information is actually on the picture.
Oh, this one is much harder. This is kind of spicy, actually. So part of me thinks that it might be like something Maguma, right? Because of like the vegetation and stuff. But I think I'm seeing some shiny things. I'm thinking maybe it's not Maguma, but maybe it's Skyward Archipelago. You know, like the Maguma-ish area. So I'm gonna go for that one, but I do not know for sure. That is a gamble for sure.
This is actually a core starter zone. We are in
Really?
Queensdale. Yeah.
Where?
The very small green dots that you see on the map is where the Shadow Behemoth goes live. So one of the old
that's
world
the
bosses.
water.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it does
I thought
look
that
like
was
grass.
like some roof or something. I was like, that's like some towel.
Yeah.
That's the water.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
a
Unfortunate.
bit of a trick question put in there. And this will be our final one. And this is actually as high as I could get up on the map. But this is an iconic one as well.
This is Domain of Istan, the Astralarium.
That is correct. So Lara got 8 out of 10 correct. That brings you to 170 points, back in the lead. But Willow, that brings us to you, which means you get to choose either a bunch of emojis or name that Jin. I'll jump back to the actual page. There we are.
Wait, bunch of emotes?
Going for a bunch of emotes?
I don't know what to expect from that. I know that I don't know many Jin. Like from the Jin, I know Kadim and Zemarus, but I don't think I know any other name. So I guess I go for the emotes.
Okay, let's go for the emotes. So yeah, there's no name for this category because you're gonna need to get into the rhythm for this one. So I made one example that we can do all together right now, and then the next 10 ones are gonna be for you. But this is an example. So basically the way to solve these is either out loud or in your head. Think about what you see. You see a city, you see gold, you see loot, and a plant.
That looks like Tyria.
That is indeed Tyria in this case. So the city of gold, where we're gonna raid the vaults, and you find a big plant. So this is basically the way on how to solve the emojis.
Oh my god, that's gonna be freaking...
You got that real fast, though. I had no clue. You had it like immediately.
It was indeed very fast. So this brings us to the first one. We see an old guy. We see a lizard, snake, dragon, whatever you want to call it, fire and an explosion.
Ooh. An old guy. I'm trying to think of what would be an old guy. Where do we meet an old guy and a dragon?
Sometimes the emote is already part of the, sometimes you gotta combine them, like city and gold.
Yeah.
This is hard. I have
Is
like
it
no clue either.
Is it like places only or also things?
This actually is a creature. So you'll have to basically if you combine all 4 elements or a word,
Primordus.
this is indeed
Primordus.
Primordus. So basically,
Okay,
for the
then,
people who haven't gotten it, it's an old person, an elder dragon of fire and
Oh.
conflagration.
Okay.
That's gonna bring us
Okay.
to this one.
Right. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. Ooh.
So we have a rat, a castle, fire, and water.
Huh. I'm not so sure if the rat tells me anything. Fire and water.
We are looking for a person. That's how much I can say.
For person. Is it person? Person with fire and water. But I would not associate this with person. Like, I mean, castle, you would think like maybe a Jenna or something, but fire and water, not so much. Unless we think elementalists are rats, then maybe. But
elementalists are rats. I was about to say, also do not forget about the rat. That tells you actually much more than you might think.
Is it like is it a Sura or Scratch or something? I have to pass on this one. I'm not sure.
Basically, we have a rat, which is also not so nice nickname of the Asura. Indeed, you were on the right track with the fire and the water being an elementalist, and there is one that lives in a castle up high in the sky, which is Zoja.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Wow.
Next up, we have a dog or a wolf, a woman, a coffin, and a baby. And we're looking.
Is it ass the dog?
This is so hard. It's so difficult.
That is air. That is definitely air, Bram.
That is indeed air. That is indeed air. So again, for the people in chat, this is Garm, the wolf that basically gets left behind. The woman who sadly passes away, and let's be honest, the baby we get stuck with.
It's the coffin that did it. It's the coffin.
Yep. Next up, we've got a cat, a bunch of mist, a blood droplet, and a helmet.
Ooh. It's like a Blood Legion char.
We're looking for a specific one, but you're absolutely on the right track. You're just missing one of the 4 images to put this together.
Missing. It could be.
It is indeed
I'm trying to process.
It is indeed a char we're looking for, or a cat, as you can see.
Yeah, I mean, mist. You would like it's a thing. It's mist, right? Not snow or something.
It is mist, yeah.
So, yeah, then in that case, I would say Ridlock. I'm not so sure.
Ridlock?
I guess.
It is indeed Ridlock. He's a cat who came back from the mists and is part of the Blood Legion.
I didn't actually know that he was part of the Blood Legion. I was just like, okay, blood is definitely Blood Legion, but...
I was worried about the helmet that I actually put in there, but you got Blood Legion straight away, so that's great. We got our favorite old person combo again, but now I mixed him in with a bunch of different emojis. There's a mouth as well, there's a skull in there.
Okay, that is okay. So it's a dead one, but is it like an undead one, or is it just one that died? You know. I mean, I guess technically Zaitan has multiple mouths. Not that they're very kissable, but
that's quitter talk.
That's indeed not with that attitude.
Oh wait, is it also? Is it? Because I'm thinking like it could also mean that the skull and the dragon points to that it's killed by a dragon, but it could also be that it's one that mind controls. So that's I don't know. I'm not sure.
So we got the we got the elder dragon that is established, and indeed you just got to put the two other icons together, and we will get there, I believe, in this one.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the one that is killed by a dragon, which is probably wrong, but then it's probably Joko who got eaten by.
You're going with Joko?
Yeah.
It is actually Zaitan in this case. Or I would have...
Actually, it was Zaitan.
Yeah, I would have also accepted, of course, the mouth of Zaitan if you know, you know, in body parts.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so there's a mouth, again, an elder dragon. And I didn't want to give this one away, of course. Next up.
It was the mouth that confused me.
We've got a white circle, a crown, again some blood, but a stone this time, a gemstone.
Is it like a white mantle? Or?
That is correct. It is the white mantle indeed. Just the organization in general is fine. If you would have named Saul, of course, I would have taken that as correct as well. Next up, we got another circle, but with a different color, a weapon, and a bunch of other icons. A bit of fire and some stars.
Stars. Sword, a purple thing. Fire.
It is because this is gonna get it very confusing. This is the image of a dagger, by the way.
Oh, from dagger. Oh no.
So we have a purple.
Is it a weapon or is it a person?
It is a weapon. It is a weapon that we're looking for. We have a purple circle, a dagger, some fire, and some sparkles.
So it's a legendary weapon, then I would say.
That is on the right track.
So then it's between Incinerator or the Kan-Ur, I would say. Because I think that the Urine ones are a little too vague to count, because there's like the Crocodoric dagger, there's the other, you know, so...
And truth be told, I was thinking of putting in Elder Dragons as well. So.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. I'm actually gonna go with... the fire could also point to the searing, you know, and faux fire, so that's why I'm a bit like... But I'm gonna go for Incinerator.
It is indeed Incinerator. So the purple dagger of fire, and basically there's a bit of a spark, but the stars was the best that I could do. Next up, we have a woman, a looking glass, again, that damn skull, and a rainbow.
A rainbow? Oh. Okay, it's definitely somebody who is LGBT, so I would think necromancer, Marjorie, or Major, however you pronounce the name.
Marjorie?
Marjorie, yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed Marjorie. She's she is a detective. That's why we get the looking glass, and then the skull. She's indeed a necromancer, and in the game she's together with Lady Casimir Maid or Mead.
Yes.
Still don't know how to pronounce that name, but there we are.
I think Maid, but I'm not sure anymore.
This is the penultimate one. We've got a... Well, we basically got an angel. This is the icon for Gemini. I didn't know this, so I'm putting this out there. This is the icon for Gemini. We've got a mirror and we've got water.
Gemini. I'm trying to figure out what Gemini was again in Dutch, but I was saying think, because thing is either probably deities or goddess. I would think mirror sounds a lot like a Mesmer type of thing, which sounds like, I think it's Lisa, but I'm not sure.
Lisa is correct, indeed. So the Gemini or twins in there is for the sole reason that Lisa is actually multiple people. So
that makes sense,
there's
yeah.
at least
Okay,
two
yeah,
confirmed.
Gemini's.
So we got Gemini. You have the mirror of Lissa, which is probably which one gave it away to you. And she took over the dominion of water after Abaddon died, which was a question from the first episode. Because we're going to get intricate. The further we get along in the show, the more I'm going to be linking questions for the people. And then finally, we've got a genie. Again, some money, some sparkles.
And a Summerose.
That is indeed Summerose.
That is one of the two gins I knew.
Toilet. I like the toilet.
One of the two gins I knew. Hey.
So yeah, this is the mystic toilet. Let's just call it as it is, and a gin. So Zomoros is a gin, which is actually the perfect plug to get to Hellmasker, because we got named that gin. So let me grab that now. Hellmasker, I'm not a total asshole because there are so many unknown gin in the game. I'm actually gonna be showing you a picture of the gin, and I actually wrote their name below it. I'm still kind of an asshole, so I just scrambled all of the letters. You can see them in alphabetical order. Vowels first, consonants next. And so we're gonna be looking for 10 gin names.
This is the key of Adashim.
That is correct. That is the key of Adashim. Next up, we've got a very feisty looking gin.
I think it's pronounced Quaydime.
I actually
Quaydime.
I actually
Quaydime.
usually go for
Kadim,
Kadim,
of course.
but indeed, let's go with Quaydime. Next up, this is where it's gonna get a bit more intense.
This is the North meta in Sandswept. This is Zohakwan.
Dude, I feel like I shouldn't have put the letters underneath there for you. This is indeed Zohakwan, who's Larry we enter. But goddamn, dude, that was fast. That brings us to a new picture, a new gin.
This is Isgarin. Not to be that guy and hit you with a actually, but I don't think he's actually a gin.
True.
It is indeed very true. It is
I think Hellmaster
very
gets
true.
bonus
God
point.
damn it, he's got me. I indeed put in a bit of a cheat just in case, but this indeed is not a gin. This is a seer, and this is Garen. Hot damn, dude. I feel I should almost give you bonus points, but that 0.5 is either gonna save you or not. So let's keep it like this. That brings us to a very long name basically.
This is Quaydime the Peerless.
That is correct. Technically also Quaydime, but a different version. Moving on to the next one.
That's Zomoros.
That is indeed the owner of the Mystic Toilet. That's gonna bring us to another gin, this time a brown one.
Oh, that's Cardinal Adina.
That is indeed Cardinal Adina. Dude, you're this is a lightning round. This might be a bit more of an opaque one. They are at two different locations in the game.
I think this is the branded gin from the Jahai Bluffs. I think is it Vemin? Is that their name?
You're very close. You're missing literally one letter in there, which is on screen.
I'm trying to descramble it. I know which gin this is. Veyemen, is that how you say it?
It's Vemian, but I'm gonna
Vemian.
I'm gonna count that correct, dude. This one I was actually sure nobody would get right. Then it's gonna bring us to another very opaque gin, which you can find in the Wizard's Tower.
I gotta admit, I'm not super familiar. I'm like looking at the letters. I'm like, how can I scramble these to make a It's the Southern gin. It's y'all.
It is very close. It's actually Alia. It's the gin you play hide and seek with. And that brings us to the final gin.
Cardinal Sabir. I know him specifically because he uses the Mistforged hero swords that I like a lot.
It is indeed Cardinal Sabir, and dude, that puts you back on top. And we are sticking with the tiebreak. Next up, we're gonna go for a round of keywords, actually. And this is where stuff is gonna get interesting. So we're gonna be basically we're gonna go from left to right on the on the stream screen. So we're gonna begin with Hellmasker, continue with Lara, and end with Willow. This time I put in one of the previous examples in there. I also briefed you guys on Discord. I don't know if you've seen that, but basically this is gonna be a 3x3 grid. There's 9 words in this, and we're looking for 3 solutions. Now, you guys are not going to see the solutions as I'm about to show you, but basically, a deity of the Sun Spear and the goddess of truth would be Cormyr, Crystal, Prophecy, and Glast. Glast is basically another name for glint. And then we had 3 different, I'm going to need help, unseen ones, Mersat over here. So basically, we're going to be doing the same, but you guys, well, you're not going to get to see the answer key, of course, beforehand. So Hellmasker, this is the first grid. It does help to, read all of the words first one time usually, and then you should get one solution and you can start crossing them off.
Okay. I want to put Raid and Legendary and Kadim together.
Yeah. You
because
can just shout the answer, Well, just say the answer, basically.
I want to put those together.
Yeah.
And then...
And so basically we're looking for what those 3 the keywords would be. So as we had deity, Sun Spear would be Cormyr, for example. So if you have a Raid, Kadim...
Wing 6?
That is indeed Wing 6. And just for fun... you know the name of Wing 6?
Wing 6 is the Mithrite Gambit.
That is correct. Well, we got a full answer right there. And so there's 2 more solutions that we're looking for.
So I want to put Venom and Rocket Jump and Cannonball together because they're skills, but then I also want like Crate and Venom to be together. So I'm a little torn. And then, like, where's Lamp? I love Lamp, but where does it go? Wait. Mount and Cannonball are mounts. So Cannonball's a mount skill.
We're on the right track here. I see Willow knows it.
I'm stuck, man.
I know it. Okay.
So is Venom, Crate, and Lamp together, and then Rocket Jump, Mount, and Cannonball together as the...
I'm gonna just go for the keywords. I'm also gonna impose a fictitious 20-second timer to get one of the answers out of you.
Okay, I'm gonna cry. I want to put Rocket Jump and Mount and Cannonball together as this. I mean, it's a Springer skill. Like, is it the Springer?
It is indeed the Springer, and that's gonna leave you with 3 more words on the grid that you might not have used yet for the final answer.
Oh wait, Lamp is from Wing 6. Okay, so hold on. Venom and Legendary and Crate is Kratekin, the underwater trident.
It is indeed Kratekin. Hellmasker is not gonna get any points stolen. But indeed, we had the Legendary with a precursor called Venom, and of course inspired by Crate, which is Kratekin. Rocket Jump and Cannonball are both Springer skills, which is a mount. And then of course we have a Lamp in Wing 6. And you fight Kadim or Quadim. So no point stealing just yet, but Lara, that brings us to you. There's 9 new words in a 3x3 grid. And if you've seen last episode, well, you know there's some hints hidden away, always in the previous round's answers. It might not help, but there are.
Okay, so Deimos, Race, and Prison is definitely the bastion of the Penitents. That's Wing 4.
It is indeed.
Then we've got Mount, Barrel, and Hoover, which is definitely the Sky skill. And then we also have Friendship, Quaggan, and Legendary, which is definitely Shushadu.
Shushadu is
So I think it's those
correct,
three.
but the Sky Scale isn't.
What?
We're gonna go to Willow for one
It's
10-point steal.
Okay, it's a skimmer.
It
because
is
it
indeed.
also hovers, and it's also very fast. It's a very sneaky one, but I knew that I was like, I saw this, and I was like, so sure that it's gonna be the skimmer
also
instead.
has a barrel roll, and it's also Hoovers. Wow.
Yeah. So
Oh,
basically,
Hold
the trick. I'm sorry, Lara, but the trick here is
Oh,
basically they're the number 1 and 2 abilities on the on the bars. But this indeed is a bit
Of course,
of a
the mount
trick.
creator gets the mount right.
Just
Yeah,
gonna,
obviously.
of course, all complaints to pr@arena.net, by the way, from chat and creators. Send them an email. Send them this episode and they'll understand. And Willow,
But
that means...
I knew it. I was like, okay, this is definitely like such a trick thing, because they also do.
Willow, that's gonna bring it to you. So 9 new words. Again, we're looking for 3 solutions. And of course, if you miss one, then Lara gets to be the first to steal the points.
Okay, I see Blink, Pounce, Mount, so that is the Jackal.
That is indeed the Jackal.
I see the Raid, the Pylon, and the QTP, which is Wing 7.
That is indeed Wing 7. And of course, QTP doesn't mean Cutie Pie, although he does look pretty poppy.
He is very cute, okay. And Legendary Char Claw is the Claw of Canur.
The Claw of Canur, indeed. You're getting all of the legendary questions. And that's going to scramble up the score. Now we have Hellmaster still in the lead, Willow in second, and Lara. That means you actually get to pick the categories first. I just need to bring my my categories.
Okay, this was a tactical loss here.
Exactly.
I knew that would happen.
So this is gonna be the final individual round. Same system. If you watched last episode, we talked about, sadly I can't put him in there anymore, about the Hellmaster's favorite blue class. So there's now voices in my head. There's gonna be Take the Initiative, which was Engineer in the past one. So we're basically again going for armor weight. And well, I don't think I need any explanation for what downstate mechanics means in this context.
Wait, so what are the first two?
So
like voice in my head and Take the Initiative?
So basically we have a heavy, a medium, and a light profession. There's one who hears a lot of voices when you are playing, knowing that it's not a guardian, because we had that last week. A profession who uses initiative. That is, of course, not an engineer.
Oh, I see. Well, as an elementalist enjoyer, I will definitely pick the downstate mechanics in that case.
The downstate mechanics. Let's go. So the same thing applies here. Lara is gonna, of course, be the first one to answer. And if you get the question wrong, somebody gets to steal points. So it's important you give only a singular answer. On this one. So let's start with downstate mechanics. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So when we think about elementalists, there's 4 elements that come up. But they do have another trait line called Arcane. In Arcane, you have a minor trait called Arcane Prowess, which does something when you swap elements. Do you know what Arcane Prowess does when you swap elements?
Oh, I'm gonna say it's Sea Ground Boons, but that's a gamble for sure.
It is indeed Ground Boons. There is a trait that heals you when swapping elements, but that is a major trait. It is indeed Ground Boons, so C is correct. No points to be stolen. And that's gonna bring us to the next one. If you read the in-game description of every single element, one of them gives you access to control abilities. Would that be air, earth, fire, or water?
Oh, again, so there's CC skills in all of them, but we're talking about the in-game description, right?
So basically,
I am gonna say it's definitely air or earth. Which one would it be though? Control abilities. I think I'm gonna gamble for air, but I feel like it's 50-50.
Air is indeed correct. The full in-game description is that it grants you damage and access to control abilities. Whereas
the gambles are paying off.
The gambles, the 50-50s are working in your favor right now. Now, Lara, I have a question. How well do you know cantrips? Because I, again, put one ability in here that is in the game that is not a cantrip. Cantrips are those utilities you can put on your bar. So we have Cleansing Fire, Elemental Celerity, Tornado, or Ether Renewal.
Ooh, that's a difficult one for sure. That is absolutely a difficult one. Which of these is not a cantrip? Part of me is thinking that it might be Tornado because that's a skill I literally never use, you know? So like I'm just not that familiar with it.
Are we going for Tornado?
It could also be Elemental Celerity though. Huh. I think I am gonna go for Elemental Celerity.
Elemental Celerity?
I think I'm looking in B.
You're locking in B. Elemental Celerity is correct. That is actually the Catalyst Elite. So Tornado is indeed a cantrip. I think nobody ever uses, but Elemental Celerity is not a cantrip. Now, another type of utility for Elementalists are glyphs. There's a certain amount that cannot be used underwater. With maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them.
Everybody knows I am an underwater professional. No, I'm not. I don't know anything about underwater.
Keep putting these questions in until ArenaNet gives us underwater content.
Yeah, this is a complete guess. How many glyphs cannot be used underwater? I think I'm just gonna go for a random one. My gut feeling is telling me 2. My gut feeling is B.
Your gut feeling is B, 2 glyphs. That is sadly incorrect, and that's gonna give an opportunity to steal points to Willow.
I don't know either, but I'm gonna go for 3 because it sounds fun.
It is indeed 3. It is indeed 3, and that will put you above Hellmasker right now. So well, let's maybe do a bit of a score update so it's easier to follow. Lara, you're on 220.
Lara, how could you do this to me?
Willow on 220 as well, and that is gonna bring us to question number 5 about downstate mechanics, or downstate experts rather. When you complete overloads in game, voice lines do tend to play. I'm gonna be honest, I never enable them. I play without sound. But after finishing a water overload, do you know whether your character says drying off, flooded, overflow, or you're soaked?
Overflow! It's B. Wait, C. Overflow C. It's not B, it's C.
C. When
almost got me there.
When completing the water overloads, they actually do not say overflow. I'm so sorry. This gives a chance to Hellmasker to come in and swoop. 10 points, basically.
I've never heard anyone say flooded or you're soaked, so I'm going to guess A, drying off, because I have heard that in the phrase.
It is indeed drying off. It is indeed drying off. If I'm not mistaken, Lara, I think overflow is being said in the game, just not when completing the...
Which one is it? Which one is it?
I think that's when you attune to water.
It is when you attune to water, indeed. And the you're soaked, that was one I just put in just for fun. Speaking about water content, let's just continue with water content. Wait. No, sorry. Sorry about that. So the sword auto attack chain in water has 3 ability names. How well do you know them? Because one of these is not part of the sword auto attack chain. It would be Capotis, Riptide, Breaking Wave, or Sage. Or Sage. I still don't know how to say that.
That is a good question. I have absolutely no clue. Absolutely no clue. I mean, so I'm thinking Capotis and Siege are both like fancy words. So those would totally fit together, I feel. So maybe it's B, maybe it's Riptide.
You're going with Riptide, and that is correct.
Yes.
Riptide is indeed not part of the auto attack chain for swords, which were added with Weavers. Now, I kind of like the auto attack chain questions, and Catalyst got hammers.
Oh no!
One of the 4 elements on a hammer has an auto attack chain, while all 3 other elements have only a singular attack when you press 1. So I'm looking for the element that has a full 3 attack chain instead of a single attack. So would that be air, earth, fire, or water?
Oh, so we're looking for the one that does have an auto attack chain. I was confused. Okay. The one that does have an auto attack chain. Oh gosh. Like, this is actually a little bit embarrassing that I don't know this.
I didn't know until yesterday, but
like,
if that is your concerns.
I feel like I should know this. Well, it's definitely not Earth, because I know when I do the rotation, that Earth is like... I'm always spamming skills, but in Earth I auto attack. That's the one part where I know for sure. It's definitely not Earth. And then I believe that both air and fire are ranged attacks on their auto attacks. So I'm gonna go and say water, D.
D, water, is correct. It is the only element with an auto attack chain on the hammer. And let's move on to Soto. We got to use Warhorns on all professions, right? On all elite specs. I'm so sorry. That means there are 8 Warhorn abilities in total, but only a certain amount only affect your allies. Would that be 2, 3, 4, or 5? And with only affect allies...
difficult questions.
With only affect allies...
These are such difficult questions.
I do mean, if you damage and buff an ally, that does not count. So literally only buff an ally.
Wait, what does that mean?
So
if I give boons, it doesn't count?
No. So if it gives boons, it counts. If it gives boons and attacks an enemy, you gotta scrap it. So basically, only affects allies.
Only affects allies. Right. So no attacks are allowed, basically.
Yeah, no attacks are allowed. I should have maybe put the only in here. I just realized.
Well, on air, that leaves none. Because those are definitely affecting enemies, right? Then on fire, we're sharing boons. We're sharing boons to our friends. And one of them is an attack, so that gives me 1 on fire. Then we're gonna go look at earth, which also I'm gonna say is 1. I might be wrong about that. On what? I think I'm just gonna trust my gut feeling and say B. I'm gonna say 3.
It is indeed 3. And knowing that there's only 1 in fire actually helps the exercise, but it is indeed only 3. There's 1 in fire, and then I'm actually lost. It's in 2 different elements. I don't know by heart anymore myself, or just like that. Now, Lara, how much have you played the Janther Wilds Spear beta? Because
not that much, because I went on holiday.
Oh, true. I actually whispered or DM'd you during that period. I should have known.
Oh, but this is an easy one, though.
But this should be an easy one, indeed. Only 1 is an air ability here on screen right now.
Oh, okay. So, my gut feeling is telling me Haboob, because that's the one everybody's memeing about, right? But I think Haboob might be the earth one, because it's like, it's like with sand and stuff. So I think it's the Jokelhaup. I think it's that one. I'm gonna look and see.
Looking and see Jokelhaup. That's actually gonna bring the question to Willow to steal 10 points. Jokelhaup is the water elements attack.
Then I'm gonna go for B.
For Haboob. Hellmaster, this is your chance to steal 10 points.
Wow.
Haboob is the earth element. Lara got that one correct. It is apparently...
I was right about that part.
It is apparently a violent sandstorm.
Somehow, I feel like Volcano is probably a fire ability, so... Wild guess, I'm going to go with A, Derecho.
It is indeed A, Derecho, or however you said that. I cannot do it.
I was memeing, I have no idea.
But
I can't even get English right. These foreign words, I have no chance.
I think, I don't know how to pronounce C.
C one.
But C is the water element, B was earth, and Volcano logically is tied to fire. So Lara, if you watched the previous episode, you know that I kind of like ending the categories questions with a statistics question from GW2 efficiency. Now, when it comes to playtime, Which elementalist combo, so we're looking for race and gender, is the least played right now?
Oh, so specifically elementalist again, right?
Yeah, so we're looking for either a Norn male elementalist, Norn female elementalist, so the elementalist is locked in, and we're looking at the least played in terms of playtime, so hours played, or days probably, because I mean it's thousands of hours.
That is a good question. Again, I'm doing this entirely based on gut feeling. But so part of me thinks that Char female in general isn't that popular. But you know, also I feel like Norn male is very popular, but also they're kind of bulky, right? So I think lots of people maybe play those as like warriors or guardians. I'm kind of between those two. I'm thinking either will be Norn male or Char female. I think I'm gonna go Char female again. D.
Going with the Char female, that is completely correct. Char female, if you look at all of the possible race, gender, profession combos, is only played by, in playtime, is only 0.17% of all time played in the game. So Char female is correct, which is going to bring you to 260 points. So that's going to put the score for 260 for Lara, temporarily in the lead. Well, temporarily, maybe not, if people answer incorrectly.
Maybe we just end it here. Can we do that?
If people make mistakes, you get to still steal points, by the way. And then that puts Hellmasker in second and Willow in third, which means, Willow, you get to choose between Voices in My Head or take the initiative.
That is very funny, because I do not play Thief, but I also do not play Revenant, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, which one for them I choose. Yeah, I guess I'll go for Voices.
For Voices in My Head.
I definitely have a lot of voices in here, you know.
So we're indeed gonna go for Revenant questions, which is funny, because Revenants, well, they do represent a lot of the old lore in the game. And let's start with the lore question. When you're swapping towards a legend, or when you're actually channeling a legend, sometimes you get voice lines that play. One of the legends mentions, I shall consume you from within. Would that be Shiro, Jalis, Ventari, or Malix who says such a thing?
Like, I don't play either, so, but like, I don't play it at all, but it's definitely not Ventari, because Ventari is like a sweet centaur.
They never hurt anybody.
I guess it's either A or D. That's the only thing. I'm not sure though. I'm going for A because Shiro was a.
Shiro, that's gonna pass the lead to Hellmasker. It is not Shiro who mentions that. So we're looking at Jalis, Ventari, or Malix. Hellmasker.
Consuming is definitely a Domain of Anguish thing. That's definitely Malix.
It is indeed Malix. That gives 10 extra points to Hellmasker, but nothing's lost yet, Willow. We still have 9 Revenant questions. And one.
I don't play.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
There is a singular Revenant elite skill which costs 50 energy. So with that be the Spear of Archimedes, which is from the Alliance stance, Jade Winds from Shiro, Rite of the Great Roar from Jalis, of course, or Energy Expulsion from Ventari.
Yeah, none of these say anything to me. So 50 energy, yeah.
And to make it matters worse, 50 energy is the amount of energy you start off when swapping legends or you're in combat if you're not using any traits. So basically you deplete everything if you use this ability.
I'm just gonna go for D because of the fact that it has the word energy in it, but it's probably one of the others.
It is indeed one of the others. So that's gonna give energy expulsion is from Ventari, the legend that never hurts anybody. So Hellmasker, which elite skill does cost 50 energy?
It's Jade Winds.
It is indeed Jade Winds. That's going to bring you ever so close. Well, that's not 455. That's 255 to Lara's score.
You can give me 200 extra points if you want.
Points. Yeah, I can get some points.
I can add 1,000 to everybody. It doesn't really change the game right now. But number 3. So there is a Revenant trait in Corruption called Replenishing Despair. Gives you extra pips so you can channel more skills. You can use more skills.
I would say self-torment, but I'm not sure.
It does indeed come with self-torment. That is correct.
And that's the only reason I know that is because of Scourge and not because of them.
Because of Scourge.
Yeah, because I remember somebody having like the signet where you take the conditions, you know? And if you then stand close and give yourself self-torment, then they die. So that's the only reason.
This used to also be a very popular way to kill AFK farmers in the game by giving them a bit of might.
That is the only reason I know.
And that's going to bring us to question number 4. During his lifetime, King Jalis Ironhammer led a war against an elder dragon. Would that be Jormak, Kralkatoric, Primordus, or Zaitan? There is a bit of lore hidden away in Living World Season 4, which is not the current event that probably might help you. Or also not help you, actually. I just realized. It kind of depends which episode you play. I'm sorry.
I'm going for B, but it's probably not right because I don't know the...
It is indeed not Kralkatoric. During his lifetime, we did not, or well, not we, but Chalice did not fight Kralkatoric, but Hellmasker. To jump above Lara, do you know whether he fought against Jormak, Primordus, or Zaitan?
I do. He was fighting against Primordus, and that's a lot of why the Rite of the Great Dwarf was invoked and why almost all the dwarves are stone now.
That is very correct and full lore appropriate. And otherwise, I noticed every single MMO, usually dwarves fight fire for some reason, which in our case is Primordus. And indeed, this is the reason why we have so many stone dwarves. Willow, that's going to bring us to question number, number 5. When you're, and this brings us to the elite specs, by the way, so we're going to be talking about Heralds. Heralds, they have an extra facet on their F2 ability, which you can channel. And when you channel it during Malix, something happens. So to give an example, when you channel it during Jalis, you take less damage. During Malix, would you be inflicting torment on others, duplicate conditions from yourself to an enemy, convert boons, or corrupt boons rather, or drawing conditions from other players near you?
Yeah, see, I knew all the elementalist questions, but this one is just about almost all. But like this one is just, I'm gonna just say facets of nature is probably either draw conditions or something boon related. I would almost think, but on the other hand, Malix is right. I really should play Revenant sometime.
It does help knowing that
I'm just gonna say convert boons, but I'm not sure.
Convert boons is incorrect, and that is gonna give an opportunity to Lara to steal 10 points. So when we channel Facet of Nature, Lara,
I thought Hellmaster always got to go first.
Well, he's in the lead right now. He's on 265.
Right,
You're on 260 points. So
oh shit, now I have to answer.
Yeah.
I don't actually know because like when I play Heralds, I always play like the Healy Heralds. I don't really play Malix. So like thinking Malix, I would think wait, so which one did Willow answer again? Drawing condition, converting boons, right?
Indeed. Willow answered C, convert boons. That one is incorrect.
Right. So part of me would think Torment because that's such a Malix thing. But also it's like a Herald's thing, so it's kind of supporty, kind of. And it seems kind of metal to draw conditions to yourself, so I'm going to say D. Going
with D, draw conditions to yourself. That is correct. And that's going to put you back in the lead, 5 points above Hellmasker. But first, we get to Willow. Willow, Renegades. They channel Kala Scorch Razor. And during her lifetime, before she was betrayed, she made the Scorch Warband, which is very unique. Well, very unique. There is one unique aspect to them that is very different from any other warband. With that aspect be that she was the only member of her warband, that she only had and trained female Char, only included Char royalty, or included Flame Legion, which was the legion they were actually fighting against.
I have no clue. I really don't know about any of these shenanigans, so that is going to be fun. But I'm going to be... I don't really think it's either. I'm gonna go B, but probably not. It's either.
B, all female. That is correct. She only trained char female soldiers, and therefore she made the only all female warband that we currently know of in the game. So that is correct. By the way, don't despair. You're only 25 points behind the Hellmasker. We have 3 more Revenant questions, but if he fails, you also get to steal his questions. So don't forget about that.
But I also don't play Thief.
Now, that's gonna bring us to Vindicators, which can channel Archimorus and Saint Victor, and they have a claim to fame. Like, they're known for a certain happening in the game. Would that be because they were the champions of Suwon, because they claim to have killed Shiro, because they are direct descendants of the gods, or because they vanquished the Naga in their region?
I'm gonna go with B.
Oh, I typed Suson. I'm so sorry. You're going with B, killing Shiro. That is indeed correct. So both claim they were the killer of Shiro. The real story is kind of different because there were 3 people who killed Shiro, and each of them was present, which then caused the Jade Wind, which was that 50 energy skill that basically turned everything to Jade. And that brings us to question number 8. We got Scepters with Soto. And one of the abilities, Otherworldly Bond, is absolutely a nightmare to use when you target an ally. But when you target enemies, it inflicts 3 conditions. One of these, it does not inflict. So which one cannot be inflicted by Revenant Scepter 3? Would that be Cripple, Slow, Vulnerability, or Weakness?
I have no clue, so I'm gonna go for B, Slow.
B, Slow. That is gonna pass the lead to Hellmasker. Hellmasker, you can jump over Lara if you know what condition is not being inflicted by Revenant Scepter 3.
See, I don't really play Rev either, so I'm also going to be just taking a stab in the dark. I also would have guessed Slow for what it's worth, because it's a pretty uncommon condition to apply. But if it does Slow, then it probably also does Cripple, to have this theme of not being able to do things quickly, and I think that Weakness also plays into that. So I'm going to guess C, Vulnerability, which
C,
honestly also fits in, but I'm going to guess C anyway.
Locking in with C, Vulnerability. By the way, the 4th condition is inflicted by the Scepter 2 skill, so they all do fit in. But Lara, this is your chance to extend the lead even and jump to 280 points. Is it Cripple or is it Weakness?
Oh, so I'm thinking this is like a supporty weapon, right? So I'm guessing Weakness is probably applied, but maybe that's wrong. So I'm gonna just go for A, Cripple.
Cripple. Nobody's gonna take the points this round. It's actually Revenant Scepter 2 inflicts Weakness. And Willow, that's gonna bring us to the penultimate question. So the just the one before the last one. I played Land Spear, and one of these abilities. So basically, every single ability on Revenant Land Spear has the word Abyssal in its name, except the Land Spear flip-over skill of Spear number 3. Now, if you played the beta, you might recognize every single ability here, because every single ability is a Land Spear ability from a profession. But I'm looking for the Revenant one. So what is the Land Spear Revenant flip-over ability called? Is that Adel, Blitz Mines, Seath, or Shadow Veil?
It's gonna be a funny one. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go for C.
For C, Seath. That is gonna pass the lead to Hellmasker. It is not Seath. So we're gonna be taking a look at Adel, Blitz Mines, Shadow Veil for the Spear Tree flip-over.
So Blitz Mines seems like an NG thing. I could see Shadow Veil being Rev, but I could also see it being Thief or even Necro. So logically, I want to go with A, Adel.
You're going with A, Adel. Lara, again, to extend the lead. Does the Revenant flip over
I
ability?
actually know this.
You know
I think I know this. I might be wrong. I think it's Blitz Minds. Because there's one ability where you put down these floaty thingies, and they're kind of like mine, so I'm going B.
You're going with B, and that is correct. It is indeed Blitz Minds. It's the awesome Revenant walk-away ability. So now it's going to put Lara on 280 points to give a bit of an intermediate score before we go to the final question. Hellmasker on 265 and Willow on 250. So you can just nudge up to Hellmasker, and it is yet another Guild Wars 2 efficiency stats question. When we look at playtime again, so hours played, what is the top spot of the first Revenant race gender profession combo? Would you find the top spot at number 41, 31, 21, or 11th one? Which means there is no top 10 Revenants being played if you look at race, gender, and profession playtime, in other words.
I'm gonna go... Playtime spot. Oof. I have no clue, but I'm gonna go C. Just to...
Going with C. That is correct. That is actually correct. So
good gamble, you know?
When we look at playtime, and Snap mentioned this correctly in a previous episode, Revenant is of course lower on the rankings because they have been behind or missing for the full core game. But so the first Revenant spot on the on popularity we can find on number 21 when it comes to playtime. And that brings the score. So we got Lara in the lead now with 280 points. Hellmasker just next with 265 and Willow with 260. So that means if Hellmasker gets one correct, Willow gets to steal first. But Hellmasker, if you answer all 10 correctly, you end up with a monster score, basically. And do my best. The only profession we have left is Take the Initiative, which of course is a play on thieves. And let's talk again about thief class mechanics or stolen skills. They have quite a few when you steal from NPCs. And one of these here, ingest essence, drink, consume plasma, or eat egg, is not a stolen ability. Which one would this be?
It's A, ingest essence.
Ingest essence is indeed correct. All of the others are a thief ability. The eat egg, of course, well, probably if you play thief, you've seen that one quite often, gives you all of your initiative. Drink makes you invulnerable, and consume plasma. If you've ever raided, well, you know what this does. So, Hellmasker. Another mechanic that sets thieves apart are their stealth attacks. Now, again, underwater is not popular content in Guild Wars 2, but do you know the name of the Harpoon's stealth attack for thieves?
When you say harpoon, you mean the spear or the harpoon gun?
The actual Harpoon underwater stealth attack.
I want to go. So if it's the actual underwater, the harpoon and not the spear gun, then I want to go with B, tactical strike. I don't know if that's right. I don't play enough thief.
Tactical strike is incorrect, and that gives the opportunity to Willow to steal 10 points if you know the Harpoon underwater stealth attack's name. So it's either Cunning Salvo, Surprise Shot, or the Ripper.
I'm gonna just go for C because the name.
Surprise Shot. Lara, that gives you the chance to extend the lead even further. It's a 50-50 at this point, basically. So
I have absolutely no clue. So this is 50-50. I'm gonna guess Cunning Salvo, A.
Cunning Salvo is also incorrect.
It's the Ripper.
The correct name is the Ripper, which is actually an ability name that's kind of out of sorts for ArenaNet, but it is indeed the Ripper. Hellmasker. Recently, Thief Venoms received a buff. Each Venom does a different thing. Do you know which one immobilizes, your target? Would that be Devourer, Ice Drake, Scale, or Spider?
Spider Venom's the popular one, and I think I gotta go with A, Devourer.
Devourer is indeed correct. It's gonna put you back in the virtual lead right now, 5 points over Lara. And let's jump directly to the next question. When you summon Thieves Guild, 3 thieves do get summoned. And the question is, does one get replaced by your elite spec? And if so, would that be the dagger-wielding thief, the pistol-wielding thief, the sword-wielding thief, or none at all?
I don't know if I've ever used Thieves Guild, like in the last reasonable amount of time, I've ever used Thieves Guild on a non-elite spec. So I know you definitely get a pistol boy. I feel like you probably get a dagger boy too. I feel like sword gets replaced.
Sword is your final answer, or you're locking in on sword? That is
I'm gonna lock in on sword.
That is indeed correct. The sword thief gets removed for, well, either a specter, a deadeye, or a daredevil. Now, Hellmasker, one of the Grandmaster traits, well, all of the Grandmaster, Thief, or Daredevil traits, they change the way you dodge. One of them basically makes you deal damage. Would that be Dodging Bonder, Bonding Dodger, Dodging Leaper, or Leaping Dodger?
I think that's B, Bounding Dodger.
That is indeed
correct. It turns it into a bound.
It is indeed Bounding Dodger. I'm so sorry if there's dyslexic people in chat, because this is a bit of an asshole question. But let's move on, because this is going to bring us to the Deadeyes. Deadeyes, they not only get stealth attacks, they get malicious attacks, or malicious stealth attacks. How many in total are in the game, including the one from the upcoming Land Spear?
So this is a question of how many two-hand and main-hand weapons thieves can use.
Yep, actually, yes.
So we have dagger, sword, pistol, spear, staff, rifle. Rifle is 6. I'm still short. Does this include underwater weapons?
It includes all of their weapons, indeed. So both underwater and land weapons and the land spear.
Okay. So where I was at 6, so that adds 2 more, so that's 8 at least. Am I forgetting any weapons? So they have scepter now, so that's probably 9. They have short bow, that's 10. Is it C10?
C10 is incorrect, and that's gonna give a chance to Willow to catch up and get really close to Lara. Willow, do you know how many malicious ambush attacks are in the game? Would that be 8, 9, or 11 for Deadeyes?
I'm gonna go for B, but...
For B, 9. Lara, that gives you the chance to get really close to Hellmasker.
Then it's got to be 11, right? It's got to be D then.
It is indeed D11. So that brings the intermediate score. 305 Hellmasker, 290 Lara, and 262 Willow. And Hellmasker, so we got Deadeyes. It's time to talk about Spectres. How do you write the Spectre Scepter? Would that be Spectre Scepter, Spectre Scepter, Spectre Scepter, or Spectre Scepter? If you are dyslexic, do let me know.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is... I think it's A. I'm going to go with A.
You're going with A. Willow, that gives you a chance to catch up once again. It is not Spectre Scepter with RE on Spectre and then ER on Scepter. So we're looking at B, C, Spectre Scepter with ER. That is correct. So that brings you to 270 points, which is 2 questions behind Lara. This can get really tight if Hellmasker messes up, but the Hellmasker is so close to the final spot. Then Hellmasker. So thieves, they also can wield axes now. How many professions other than thief can main either a main or offhand axe? That'd be 3.
So not including thief?
Not including thief, indeed.
So warrior can, guardian can, revenant can. That's 3. Ranger can. That's 4. Did Engie get axe? Did Engie get axe? They were supposed to get axe, weren't they? Shit.
I can neither confirm nor deny that claim.
So Mirage definitely can. Necro definitely can. Ellie can't.
So the question is, are engineers gonna bite you in the ass?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Engis did. So let's see. All 3 heavies, Ranger, and then we don't count Thief. And then, so it's D6.
It is indeed D6. This extends your lead. This brings us to the penultimate question. And as I did for the other players, I have a question about land spears. Which of the following ones is not a thief spear attack? Now, you might recognize all of them, because one of them is basically from another profession. Would that be falling spider, spider's web, mantis sting, or entangling asp, which is a kind of centipede, I found out.
I'm pretty sure I recognize falling spider as a thief attack. But beyond that, I think entangling asp is also a thief attack. So for me, it's between B and C. And you said these are all spear attacks? From the wrong one is from attacks. A different.
Even more so, these are all land spear attacks that we got to test during the beta.
Is not a spear attack or a thief attack. I gotta go. I want to go with. I don't want to go with any of them. I want to be right. I'm gonna go with B, I guess, spider's web, because sting seems like a thiefy thing to do.
We're going with B, spider's web. That is indeed correct. That's gonna cement you even further in the lead. Spider's web is the ranger land spear attack. And Helmmasker, like for both Lara and Willow, we got a stats question on Guild Wars 2 efficiency. This time we're not looking at playtime, but how many more thief characters are there compared to elementalists in the game? Are there 2,000 more thieves, 7,000, 9,000, or 15,000?
Oh, no. This is just a pure shot in the dark guess. I guess B, 7,292.
7,292 is incorrect. Willow, that gives you an opportunity to get just under Lara with 280 points if you know whether it's 2,000, 9,000, or 15,000 more. Well, I don't think anybody knows, to be honest.
I have no clue, but I'm gonna go for C because it's somewhere a bit in the middle. So
you're going for C, 9,151. That is indeed correct, and that is gonna cement the final scores. So we got Helmmasker in the lead with 325 points. Lara next with 290 and Willow with 280. That means, Willow, that we're going to have to play the finals or the showdown with Helmmasker and Lara. But thank you so much. This was already great. Of course, stay on webcam. Stay on webcam. Don't just go. But it was, again, very close. Actually, Helmmasker, if you got the previous question correct, I was kind of scared that if Willow got both other questions correct, I did not prepare for a tiebreaker. So this would have been some impromptu comedy probably. But thank God that is not the question now. If you guys have seen the previous episode, I'm going to delete all scores right now. Helmmasker, you're going to be starting with 9 points, or 9 HP rather. Lara, you get 7 HP. Can I put these in the center? No. I'm not gonna, because, a piece OCD, but...
Put a space before. Put a space before.
I was trying to do like center. Wait, let's do it like this. Yeah, this looks much better. Oh, whoa. Yeah, this is good enough. Let's go. So Helmmasker, you're gonna start on 9 HP. Lara, you start on 7 HP for the showdown. Now the person with the lowest score, as per usual, begins. But the stakes are high. Lara, you're gonna get a question. You have to answer. If you answer correctly, you keep answering questions, and Helmmasker loses HP. If you answer incorrectly, not only does Helmmasker get the next question, but you're also going to lose 1 HP. So basically, this is a ticking time bomb. But Lara, and the categories are literally everything. In the game, the Azura consider the Skrit a threat, not with a D. I'm so sorry, I dyslexic myself there. A threat with a T. So basically, they want to eradicate Skrit for a reason. Now, is it because Skrit are particularly violent? Because they worship destroyers? Because they possess something called group intelligence, which makes them smarter the more they are? Or because they are on a quest for magic, hoping to get stronger by, unlocking magic?
I think it's gonna be group intelligence, because I don't think they're on a quest for magic. They are kind of violent, but I don't think they worship destroyers. So I think it's C.
It is C, group intelligence. That is indeed correct. The Azura are scared of the Skrit, because the more Skrit you get together, the better their decision-making becomes, basically. Lara, that keeps, the lead to you. The Quaggan, they worship a god, which kind of resembles a human god, but they made it their own. Would that be Balthagan, Lissagan, Cormagan, or Melagan?
It's Melagan. It's D.
It is indeed Melagan, and if people haven't checked that lore, extremely fun. It's basically underwater statue of Melandru that started to be worshipped by the Quaggan. This puts us equal, by the way. 7 points for Hellmasker, 7 points to you, Lara. So let's get to the next question. In End of Dragons, when you unlock a skiff, it might or might not be paired, if you look at answer number D, with an achievement unlock. What is the name of the achievement if there is one? Would that be All Aboard, I Am the Captain, Set Sail, or it's actually none and I'm just an asshole for inventing 3 categories here?
Oh, this is difficult. I feel like All Aboard and I'm the Captain are not that likely, although it would be a funny reference. So I'm thinking either it's Set Sail or it's none. So the question is Fenderl an asshole, basically, is what I'm thinking.
If you'd ask my chat, they're gonna say yes. But was I an asshole in making the quiz?
Oh, no, you're actually quite nice. That is completely 50-50 for me. Is there an achievement for getting a skiff? I feel like there wouldn't be an achievement, because I don't remember that being a... I think I'm gonna go for D. I think I'm none. D.
None. This is actually gonna put Hellmasker in the lead and pass the question to him. The achievement is actually called I Am the Captain, which again, very out of sorts for ArenaNet in my opinion, because I would have guessed All Aboard or Set Sail myself. But Hellmasker, this gives you the...
I also would have guessed All Aboard.
The opportunity to fight back. Every single festival in the game, you can get a plush accessory, an ascended accessory, which is always plush. And let's say, well, we will get plush Kralki, I think, during the Festival of the Four Winds. Now, what is the one that references, what is the one that you can unlock during the Super Adventure Box Festival? Would that be plush S, plush Sue, plush Bubbles, or plush Selbub?
That's A. That's a plush S.
It is indeed a plush S. And this one, of course, Sue would not have been a possibility because the trinket was already in the game before Sue 1 actually was unveiled. Hellmasker, it's 7-5 right now. In the game, there is a... we're going to be able to enter the Queen's Gauntlet rather soon, where you can fight 1v1s during the Festival of the Four Winds. And one of our opponents will be Subject 7. Now, is Subject 7 an Azura, an Elemental, a Golem, or an Ooze?
I believe he's an Ooze.
An Ooze. Answer D is correct, indeed. He's one of the more fun encounters, but indeed, Subject 7 is an Ooze. And that's going to bring us to question number 6. Queen Jenna, also a character in the game, she does have a profession. Now, is Queen Jenna an Elementalist, a Guardian, a Mesmer, or a Necromancer?
She is a very powerful Mesmer.
She is indeed a very powerful Mesmer. And we have another Queen Jenna question. Now, the question is, have you spent time in her throne room? Because there is a cat in there. And the question is the cat's name Shadow, Light, Prism, or Kitty?
It's Shadow.
It is Shadow indeed, dude. You're on fire with these. With these, but the cat's
I'm a guardian main. I'm also a human main. Let's go.
There we go. Queen Jenna indeed has a cat called Shadow. And that's gonna bring us to the next question. If you remember the beta preview of End of Dragons, Connor killed a cat on stream. Now, in which region did he kill a cat in that preview stream? Was that in Saitung Province, New Kaineng City, the Ekevald Wilds, or Dragon's End?
I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he was on some kind of catwalk, no pun intended, in the New Kaineng City. I think that's B.
B, New Kaineng is indeed correct. And you can find a tombstone.
It's over.
Lara, don't despair. If he gets the next one, wrong, then basically then you still need 6 in a row, but it's not over. And by the way, for the people, you can actually go visit a tombstone that they put in game for this cat. But Hellmasker. In episode 1, I asked Snap to spell Kamawali Kotaki. I'm not gonna do that again. But could you spell the Generation 2 scepters? The name, of course.
Is it Xiuqatl?
That is incorrect. You forgot a U in there. It is Xiuqatl. This was so close. But Lara, it might not be over yet. Hellmasker is on 6 HP. But that doesn't matter, Lara. You need to answer correctly, because you can
if it's wrong, I'm dead, right? Oh,
yeah, so this is gonna raise the stakes. And the
just get 6 right in a row.
The next question is also about Xiuqatl, but not a legendary. There is a beast, Xiuqatl, in the game, which is one of the great beasts of Zintel, the sun god. Now the question is, who worships Zintel? Would that be the Quagans, the Krayt, the Hylek, or the Grawl?
I do believe it's the Hylek. I think it's C.
Locking in C, Hylek is correct. This brings Hellmasker to 5. We are staying alive. We're hanging on by a thread. And let's talk about something else. Let's talk about demons. Now, demons normally are a manifestation of malevolent energy. Now, for Deimos, there is a second possible theory why he manifested. Would that be Karen's humanity, Mursad's hatred, Samarog's anger, or Saul's sin and guilt?
Wait, so what do we mean second? What's the first one?
The first reason is normally demons in the game are just a manifestation of evil energy.
Right.
But for Deimos, they have a bit of an extra backstory.
Right. I mean, well, D is definitely true. I was just thinking maybe that's the first one. So in that case, I'm picking D.
You're picking D. That is indeed correct. It is proffered that Deimos came into existence because of Saul's sin and guilt, who we protect during the encounter. Now, Lara, we'll continue hanging on, but this is a difficult one. Cirrus Legendary Challenge Mode has a certain amount of HP. Now, would that be 80 million, 130 million, 180, or 230 million HP in total?
So I actually talked about this a bunch when they were nerfing it. I don't really know for sure, but 130 sounds familiar. So I'm going to go for B, 130 million.
Locking in B, 130 million. That is correct. He does have slightly more than 130 million. This is getting really down to the wire, by the way. There's 3 more questions to go. So, there is a solo run on speedrun.com of somebody who killed Dagda in normal mode. Did that person take 13 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 1 hour and 50 minutes in doing so?
So there is no way it is 150 because it's normal mode. So there's no way it takes that long. And also 13 sounds way too fast for a solo. So I'm thinking it's either the 30 or it's the 40.
For all the marbles.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's B or C. This is oh no.
Use wisely.
Yes, oh gold. So I'm thinking that often CMs get soloed in 40, but this is normal mode. So I'm really thinking B. It could be A as well though, but that would be real fast. That would be real fast. I'm gonna look in B. That seems the most reasonable.
So B, for all the marbles, 30 minutes and 54 seconds is actually incorrect. This is gonna make Hellmasker the winner. It was 40 minutes and 22 seconds. You were actually bang on that the others were either too short or too fast. Well, too fast or too slow. Now, if it's any consolation, all of the next questions were number questions. Because there is also a Bone Skinner speedrun record. So I would have asked if that one took 9 seconds, 19, 29, or 39, with 10 man, by the way. Which MCA actually did in 19 seconds. So people who struggle on Bone Skinner join MCA, and that's a 20-minute run. We had one more Griffin tinted question actually for Willow right there as well. How many Griffins there would be in the game? But that right now. So for people wondering, it was 60 Griffins only, but there's only 58 on the wiki. But congratulations, Hellmasker. I'm gonna swap the scenes actually to the chatting screen, so we have chat on screen. Well, if they still type in chat, of course. But congratulations, Hellmasker. You are the lore master of episode 2. Lara was very close there in the end, and
I put up a fight.
You put up a fight from 7-1 to 3-0, so it was very, very close. And Willow, you were actually only 10 points off potentially making it to the finals. So never despair, by the way, when you fall behind. But Hellmasker, congrats. You corrected me on his Garen. I mean, this is only fair, right?
There aren't that many unique Jin, so like I understand why you tucked him in there, and he is very Jin-esque. But I had to hit you with the actually I had to hit you with one.
Yeah, so it would have been either Isgaren or a very, very opaque Jin name that I figured nobody will have heard about, but then you heard about Zoaquan, about Vemian. You got all of those right as well, actually. So maybe I should have put in the trick question right there. But yeah, thank you so much, all three of you, for being here. This I hope you enjoyed it.
I knew every single one of the flying high ones, but obviously.
I knew a lot of those too. I expected that to be hard, and then the emoji one would have destroyed me. I was hoping for that one and not the Jin, but the emojis would have absolutely wrecked me.
That was so hard.
Wait, considering I am Hellmasker on the screen right now, does that mean I won actually?
Yes, yes, that's how it works.
Well, technically, we're not gonna take away his trophy. I just forgot about this slight mistake in there, but that's a good shout. I gotta fix that for the next stream.
Hellmasker won, but which one of them?
Yeah, that's the question for chat, right? I should maybe add a poll about which Hellmasker won. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this.
This was really fun. Thank you for inviting us.
It was a funny one, yeah.
For the
this
chat,
was great. Thank you so much.
I want to plug something, by the way. Both Lara and Willow have what is it called? ArenaNet partner links. So basically, if you haven't bought Chant Their Wilds, you can use one of their links that they can provide to you, so you don't pay any extra money, but you still give a bit of a kickback from ArenaNet to them. So if that is something you guys want to do, like if you before August 20 you still decide to buy it, of course use their links. But yeah, I'm gonna give the word to you guys one more time if you want to say bye to the chat. My cat is in the meantime invading my space, so this is a great moment. So Hellmasker, if there's anything you want to leave for chat, feel free to or even a self shout out. There is a exclamation mark Hellmasker comment, an exclamation mark Lara.
50K soon.
That's right. We're hitting 50,000 AP on Tuesday, and to celebrate, I'm doing 50 giveaways. You might have seen my post on the subreddit. You might have heard some murmurs here and there if you're in the Achievement Hunter community. It'll be Tuesday. My wife even arranged a babysitter, so I'll be able to stream all day. So getting world's first 50,000 AP is actually on the table for me. I've heard that my competition has a plan in place to also try to get world's first. So I'll probably spend the morning before the festival figuring out a route and figuring out what past annual achievements I can leave out and what will take too long and how to zone in and make it happen. So maybe come hang out with me. I don't know.
So everybody here, go hang out on Tuesday with Hellmasker. See him get that world first, because I'm a believer, dude. You're going to get world first. And that brings me to Lara. Lara, again, thank you for being here. Is there anything for chat you want to leave, or just a code on wave?
Let's go. I do not have 50k AP, unfortunately. I'm an AP noob. I only have like 20k or something like that. But I do also have a cute cat, and I have many cute plushies. And if you like cute plushies that are Guilters Relay, and if you like me, you should watch my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Serenity. And yeah, thank you once again for having me on. This was really, really fun.
I just
had a great time.
realized, if you don't have 20k AP, our combined AP is lower than Hellmasker's.
Oh!
Because I just broke 25, just so he couldn't say he was double my AP anymore. But thank you so much, Lara. And Willow, of course, leader of the Wing Guild. Is there anything for chat you want to...
Well, I definitely don't have that much AP because I do not even grind it at all. But yes, I have a cute tiny little bird who sometimes makes an appearance on my face. And if you want to come hang out and chill with a bird, then obviously join Wing. Or if you just want to learn how to fly, or if you just want to crash into walls with high speeds, then you're welcome to join Wing.
Yeah, I've seen your streams. I like to admire from a distance. I can't do what you guys do.
You know what? Next mission for me is just gonna teach you how to fly correctly.
Well, I actually, this is a bit of a pre-leak. I asked you a while ago, but I had other plans. If I could, you know, steal you for about an hour of your time, I would get like 50 community members, and the game would just be tag Willow 3 times, and you get like 1,000 gold or something. But I would be banking on you not to get tagged 3 times in a row by somebody. But
I mean, I can capture you sometimes whenever you're like chilling in the pavilion or something, you know. And
I would definitely be down to you know, well, first get a lesson. Like
yes.
when I dive bomb literally into the floor. So I might need a couple of lessons first.
Yeah. First question: do you use swoop or dive?
I don't even know the difference.
So swoop is if you press number 1, which is the engage skill, which is trying to pull you towards the ground. So
no, I use the other thing. I use the other thing. But yeah, still, okay, I do crash into the floor.
I'm sure we can help that. We can
work
teach
something
you how
out.
to.
Awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much all for being here for chat. So or you know, old boy is here. So the cat is kind of saying like, dude, stop this.